Hello, everybody. It is the conservative law student, and this is my first video coming at you from Atlanta. I am a conservative. You are a conservative. You're interested in conservatism, and you are in hiding. You are in law school or undergrad, and you don't know who to talk to or where to go, or should you even be around these people? Am I in the right place? Yes, you are. This channel is going to be dedicated to those conservatives who don't know where to go or what to say, what to do, and want more of an outlet. Purpose of this channel is to provide you some sort of level of a legal analysis on certain cases, anything you want to ask about from the perspective of a law student. And I'll also come at you with a couple of few stories here and there, like the one I have for you tonight, which is kind of funny, um, but also quite tragic. Not for me, but for others. Um, I'm just starting this, so the video isn't all that great. But as stuff picks up, I will be garnering more. So my first story comes to you from my first stint in law school. This is my second. I transferred or went from Florida Coastal to another law school, and in my first law school, I was setting up a booth for an organization, and I had a student, another member of the organization next to me, who happened to be Chinese, and was helping me organize to try and get membership. And a gentleman walked up to me, one of my classmates, and he started asking me questions about what are we doing? Well, how do I feel about the judiciary? And of course, my response is that the judiciary, the only role is to rule in accordance with the law and not what they feel the law should be. And so, of course, as a fallback point, we go to Obergesfeld, which of course was a case where the Supreme Court rewrote the Constitution to include marriage, and then to say that everybody uh, can get married for anything else to anybody they wanted, regardless of sex. And, my personal position on that. See, from a conservative standpoint, you have your personal position and the legal position. Do I support gay marriage? No. Do I think the government has any right to enter in and tell you who you can and cannot be with? No. So, I mean, personally, I think that the only place for, uh, marriage is the reason is to procreate and raise your children. Whatever. That's a personal thing. But does the government have the right to be in your personal life? Not at all. So I said, well, I handed him my pocket constitution. I said, you find in there marriage, and I'll shut up. I said, you find marriage, I'll shut up. I said, when you're done, I'll point directly to it. I will show you where marriage rests in the Constitution. Go ahead, here you go. So he had it, and he started looking through, and he couldn't find it. Finally, called me and said, I can't find it. I said, well, I'll show you where it's at. Are you ready for me to show you? Don't be upset. Are you ready for me to show you? Yes, I said, okay. Turn to Article 1, Section 8. And he turned to it. I said, what's there? 18 enumerated powers. I said, okay. Is marriage in there? No. All right, great. Now let's turn to the amendments. Which of the amendments from the Bill of Rights deals with this specific issue? So I don't know. I said, well, think about it. The federal government is empowered to create law, levy taxes, create law, based off those 18 powers. The 10th Amendment does not, grants the power to the states, any power that's not prohibited by the Constitution to the government. So I said the 10th Amendment is where the power to control gay marriage lies. Control marriage, gay marriage, trade marriage, marry a go, whatever. Who cares? It doesn't affect my life. Do what you want. Um, he said, well, the Supreme Court said it. The Supreme Court said it. I said, do you know where the marriage license came from? What the No, well, what was it? So, well, the marriage license desirables from getting married, interracial couples, uh, black couples, whatever. They didn't want minorities, whites, so you had to have a marriage license. And that was started, of course, by your beautiful Democrat Party. So So he tells me, well, the Supreme Court said so. The Supreme Court said so. I said, okay. Well, the Supreme Court also gave us Dred Scott, also gave us Plessy v. Ferguson. Of course, this is going over his head at this point. And I said, and not to mention, Korematsu was good law up until 2018 when it was overturned in Hawaii v. Trump. So, what are we going to do? He said, oh, well, you're a Nazi. I said, well, hold on a minute. Hold on. I said, do you know what Nazi stands for? I said, let me explain who I am. I want the maximum amount of liberty with the least amount of coercion and threat of force from government. That is totally opposite to what a socialist does. Do you believe in socialism? He said, yes. I said, well, then you're closer to being a Nazi than I am. If you're a socialist and I'm not, I'm a conservative. That doesn't mean I'm a Nazi. I want the Constitution interpreted the way it says. Pretty simple. To paraphrase the late Antonin Scalia, uh, in order to understand the Constitution, you must understand the Federalist Papers, and from that you can glean the idea that the Constitution is equally applicable today as it was then. And you can dispel with this idea of a living, breathing Constitution because then it just means whatever we want in the moment, whenever we feel like it, which is just ludicrous. Okay, don't anybody tell you that the Constitution not living or breathing. It's a legal document. It exists in four corners. Okay, it's a legal document. It's not that. It's really not that complicated. Um, and so he said, well, then we moved on to gun control, and he said, well, nobody has a right to own an AR-15. He said, why do you need an AR-15? I said, well, because fuck you. That's why. It's none of your business. If I want an AR-15, it's none of your business. Why do you show up to law school in a tank top with BO and in sweats and flip flops? It's your business if that's how you want to dress to law school. Whatever, you know. So I said, okay. So you want to give up? You want the second amendment? You want an AR-15s? You want all that gone? Why? He goes, well, the military style. I said, well, no military in the world uses an AR-15. That's what I heard. Dead silence. I had no idea what to say. I said, I'll tell you, I'll make you a deal. I'll give up my AR-15s. Okay, I'll give them up. My AR-15, all the nice other toys I have, and I'll just go back to the spear in broadsword. That's cool. We'll have that. But you, my friend, are going to have to give up social media, and you are only allowed to write with quill and ink and lambskin. What do you say? Well, that's just impractical. I said, well, you want firearms to be, semi-automatic rifles to go away because the founders didn't envision it? He goes, that's right. I said, well, you forget about the Pilsner repeating rifle for one. That was around. It was just really expensive and kind of impractical to carry around. I said, too, if by your logic you want me to give up my shiny toys that I have fun with, then you should give up anything outside of a quill, ink, and lambskin. Well, you're just a Nazi. You're a racist. Now, I'm standing next to one of my colleagues who believes the same thing I do. So, anyways, that's one of the first funny story I have for you. If you have any ideas that you want to hear, any cases you hear coming up, um, anything relevant, if you have any, you're in law school, you just want to reach out and connect, you can always reach me at the conservative law student.locals.com. Leave a comment. You can contribute, you can support, you can comment, leave anything under here. Just let's have fun with this. And I'll be back with a new story shortly. Take care.